and welcome to Beyond Borders. I'm Babita Isheshi, and here's a rundown of some of the stories over the week. We begin with Rwanda, as Rwanda cuts diplomatic ties with Belgium over Democratic Republic of Congo conflict. And speaking of DRC, the SADC, that is the Southern African Development Community troops, pull out as M23 rebels gain ground. Meanwhile, United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio says South African Ambassador Ibrahim Rasool, I quote, is no longer welcome in the US. And for South African ambassador, opposition parties have said that the United States should not bully us. We'll find out more details as the news continues. In Israel, Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu seeks dismissal of Israel's domestic security chief amid trust issues. And in America, Americans protest outside Tesla's showroom over Elon Musk's role with Dodge. In Iran, Iran rejects Trump's bullying on nuclear talks as threats increase. In Rwanda, Rwanda has broken diplomatic ties with Belgium, accusing Brussels of taking sides in the violence in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, Kigali government handed Belgian diplomats just 48 hours to depart its country. And in response to this, what did Brussels do? Brussels took retaliatory actions. Before that, the Rwandan Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation accused Belgium of consistently undermining Kigali during the ongoing conflicts in DRC. In turn, Belgium said Rwandan diplomats were no longer welcome in the country.
The charge d'affaires was also summoned to the Foreign Affairs Ministry to be given the same deadline for leaving Belgian territory. And where Rwanda had suspended its development cooperation with Belgium, we are going to put an end to it. That's roughly 27 million euros of cooperation being stopped. Tensions have been growing for months between Rwanda and Belgium, its colonial rulers from 1920 till its independence in 1962. A history the Rwandan president recalled as he addressed crowds at a rally on Sunday. Belgium has caused significant harm to Rwanda even in history. 30 years ago, and they continue to follow and interfere with us. We warned them before, and we are prepared to warn them again. Brussels has spearheaded the push to punish Rwanda over the DRC violence, accusing it of undermining its neighbors' territorial integrity.
Now let's go to Africa, where Southern African leaders say they will withdraw troops from Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. They are saying this after 2 years of supporting the fight against Rwanda-backed M23 rebels, who now control a large part of the region. And there's a rising tension between two nations, these two countries, the United States and South Africa, as the United States is expelling South Africa's ambassador to Washington, Ibrahim Rasool. As the United States Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said Ibrahim Rasool is no longer welcome in our great country. South Africa called this decision regrettable. However, South African opposition parties have urged their president not to be bullied by the United States following Washington's expulsion of the ambassador after giving him 72 hours to depart the nation. Now, after being referred to as a race-baiting politician who hates America, this was said by the U.S. State Secretary Marco Rubio, he now has deemed Rasool as an undesirable individual. And coming up, since U.S. Secretary Donald Trump took office, tensions between South Africa and the U.S. have been steadily declining. We wonder what the relationship of these two countries will be over time. But let's go to Israel, as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced plans to remove the director of Shin Bet, Ronan Bar, Israel's internal security service, as ongoing distrust during the war was cited. Now, the decision to dismiss Ronan Bar was following the tension surrounding Shin Bar's failure to prevent the Hamas attack that happened on the 7th of October 2023, way back. In a video statement, Netanyahu explained that trust in the head of the security service was critical during such a time of war. He expressed that his confidence in Bar had eroded over time, adding that this step was necessary to rehabilitate the organization and further prevent catastrophes. Now, Shin Bet also came out to say that he acknowledged his role in the Hamas attack, but also pointed the finger at Netanyahu's government for policies that contributed to the incident. Now, Barr has denied allegations of the incompetence, insisting that his actions were in public interest and arguing that Netanyahu's push for loyalty conflicted with the security of the country. In the United States, hundreds of demonstrators gathered nationwide outside Tesla's showroom amid heightened criticism against Elon Musk's federal cost-cutting role in the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, and after Attorney General Pam Bondi vowed to crack down on vandalism against Tesla. And days after a letter from President Trump reached Iran's supreme leader, giving him a choice between negotiating a deal to end Iran's nuclear program or take up U.S. military actions to destroy it. Now, the two sides remain far apart on the conditions that would allow such a conversation, let alone an agreement. Now, all options are on the table. As White House National Security Advisor Michael Watts said, and I quote, "This week, if Iran doesn't hand over the missiles, the weaponization, the enrichment, they can face a whole new series of other consequences." And that's all we can take on the news today. Thank you for watching.